Hello and welcome. Today we're spending some time looking at loft bombing in the Viggen AJS 37. The onboard computers allow you to fire the ammunition over the shoulder with high precision, and we'll look at that in this video. In the mission today, the bombs are headed off towards the Hoover Dam and the bridge next to it. I will try and explain how to perform this kind of delivery and avoid the pitfalls that you quite often see in other videos on the internet and YouTube. So for the day, I've got a mission set up with a single target point on the bridge, as you can see here. And on the way in, I've got two aerobatic cones set up at 7 kilometers from the bridge, just for pure reference. Normally you wouldn't have those, and you would just make sure you're headed the right way. Right, so we're in the cockpit now, and we're headed towards B1, and everything's pretty much set up. I still need to set up the waypoint 3 as our target point, so tactical input 9 to B3. And we can just verify that. M3 now on the display instead of B3, so that's fine. And yeah, there's one more very important thing we need to do for the R&R bombing or loft bombing. That is the QFE. It's super important that it's correctly set. This is one of the very few weapons where QFE is actually used for the weapon impact as such, since the aircraft is not pointing at the ground where the bombs are going to end up. So we need to have the QFE right. And from the data cartridge we can see that the correct QFE is 963. So let's dial in that autopilot to AT mode and 963 on the QFE. And that's there, right. Yep. Okay, good. And autopilot back on. We're very close to waypoint 1 here, where we're going to turn to our left slightly to line up with the target. Okay, as you can see right now, I'm still flying here, and I still have the reference lines up ahead of me. And let's do this turn, and as you shall see after the turn, I am actually able still to play with the reference lines. As such, I can actually update the reference lines. Not that much happens because I'm at still the same altitude. Now, when I do select my weapons, when I do select my bomb RR mode, I'm going to set them to 20 meters as interval. You'll see that the reference lines have dropped, and I can't reset them. In RR mode, the reference lines are set to the proper altitude for the weapon profile, so to speak. But as with many other things, it's not really important to follow those, but it's hard-coded. Okay, so for the attack, what I'm going to look for is the following. Mach 09 to 0895 at lowest possible altitude. Once I'm at 5 kilometers from the target point, I'm going to unsafe and pull up to 15 degrees on the ADI. 5, 10, 15 degrees to the bolt line here. When I've done with the pull-up maneuver, that is when I've stopped adding Gs and the Gs are stable again, I'm going to hold on the trigger until the weapon have been released. So that's the procedure. You do not want to hold the trigger while you're doing the pull-up maneuver, because you are going to fire the weapons and they're going to be scattered. So again, Mach 09 at lowest possible altitude to 5 kilometers. At 5 kilometers, unsafe, pull up to 15 degrees on the ADI. When established at 15 degrees and the Gs are stable, hold on the trigger and fire the weapons. So now it's only a matter of waiting for there we are, the distance bar to show us we're closing up on B2. And the reason it's blinking is because I'm in R&R mode. It tells me that this is the time to fire weapons, but I'm going to disregard that. Okay, out of autopilot, point towards ground, and up ahead of us we've got two markers that put out there, the aerobatic markers, and punching the burners to Mach 09, or just a tad above that. There we go, Mach 090 and the sum. Now, lowest altitude, leveling off, and 5 kilometers coming up, unsafe, pulling up, 15 degrees, letting go the stick, holding down the trigger, waiting for a weapon release, turning away, holding 6 Gs in the turn, headed north, leveling off, engaging my autopilot again, and looking at weapons, turning off the labels. And we have multiple impacts on the bridge. So that's a loft attack. I will stress what I said first. The films that you see online show you a procedure which gets you to overfly the target. That's not the general idea. They also get you too close to the target area. What I'm trying to show you here is that it's absolutely possible to do this without ever seeing the target or overflying the area. Now in this example, I did not fly to the lowest possible altitude as I egressed. The reason was I turned on autopilot to show you the bombs from an external view, but I mean, you're free to maneuver once the bombs are gone. So I hope you enjoyed this little movie or film, and if you did so, click the small icon with the thumbs up. Also, please leave a message and give me some feedback, and also spread the word. And until next time, I'll say hey, don't.